Yeah, man. Had to play a little X music to get us rocking. Play a little DMX to get us rocking. How y'all doing out there, man? Welcome to Blues House, man. We lost one today. We lost a great today. An icon, a legend. Hip-hop royalty at its finest, man. Condolences and prayers go out to Earl Simmons, a.k.a. DMX, and his family. And like I said, the show will be dedicated to him. That's why I opened up the show with a little montage of his music. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully YouTube don't come at me too hard. But yeah, welcome to Blues House. I'm your host, Bluminati, where I bring you that good entertainment news. Streaming every day at 5 right here on Blues House on YouTube. How you doing? Welcome to the house, family. Welcome to the house. Not much too big. As today we had Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 4 came out. We will be doing a recap on that. And I just want to talk about some things that happened over. You can call it some. It's some moves. Some moves happened. Not nothing major. I also want to talk about this Falcon and the Winter Soldier though. But let's get into these. Oh, before I start saying, like I'm always forgetting, man. Please come through, support the channel, www.buymeacoffee.com/blueshouse. And I'm trying to get better at promoting my channel. I want to engage more with my audience. I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. I'm struggling on how to actually do that. So if anybody can help, and I'm gonna try to start reaching out to some of these fellow creators, fellow content creators, because I got a lot of stuff to say, and I want a lot of people to hear it and understand what's going on, or not necessarily understand what's going on, but you know what I'm saying, just hear what I got to say. You know what I'm saying, and I want to talk back, and I want to hear what you guys got to say. Because I like doing this stuff. So, but yeah, so that's that. So let's hop right on into it. Where am I at? Booyah. Let's get into it. Chat, holla at me, chat. If you're out there in the chat, man, make yourself known. Make yourself known. We finna run through this, and then we're gonna hop into this Falcon and the Winter Soldier business, man. So if you're in the chat, make yourself known. You know how we do it. Boom. So today we have first topic of the day. Paramount shifts its movie release schedule. It's not necessarily real big news, but I look at it as big news because with the way this pandemic is making these studios rethink the possibility of of their release schedule and how they're releasing things. I take this news and I see what can I best take from it, right? With this pandemic going on, because we are still in the pandemic, I would like to know what movies is going on. Is it strictly going to be streaming? Am I going to be able to go to the movie theaters to see this stuff? So Paramount shifts Top Gun Maverick, Snake Eyes, Mission Impossible 7 and 8. It shifts those release dates. The article reads, according to Deadline, Top Gun Maverick has been delayed from July 2nd to November 19th. While fellow Tom Cruise blockbuster Mission Impossible 7 has been bumped from November 19th to May 27th, 2022, and Mission Impossible 8 has been moved from November 4th, 2022 to July 7th, 2023. In a separate report, Deadline noted that Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins has been moved from October 22nd to July 3rd. Also, another film delayed as a result of these shifts is Dungeons and Dragons, which has been pushed from May 27th, 2022 to March 3rd, 2023. Dang, a whole damn near year. Separately, the Hollywood Reporter reported that the untitled Star Trek film has been given a release date of June 9th, 2023. Now, what does this really say to me? It's let me know that these theaters, I think they figured out a way to maneuver and shift some of their more costly blockbuster movies to either later dates and bump up some things that could possibly make them money right now in the pandemic era. I can't necessarily say is this a good sign or a bad sign, but I am anticipating these movies. Top Gun Maverick was supposed to come out, if I'm correct, last year. Then it got pushed to this year, July 2nd. Now it's been pushed to November 19th. So it'll be, because I remember last Super Bowl, not this past Super Bowl, the Super Bowl prior, you had a trailer for it, right? So you had a trailer for that. I guess he shot Mission Impossible 7 and 8 together, which would be probably the best move to do going forward. I think a lot of these studios now, if they have these franchises, you probably see them start shooting, especially if they know they're going to have a sequel and then another sequel, stuff like that. If they have sequels in succession, why not shoot these movies together, like Lord of the Rings did, and The Matrix 2 and 3. They were shot together. And then G.I. Joe, Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins. I'm also anticipating that. So Paramount has some dope movies coming. Star Trek, they say an untitled Star Trek has been given a release date, but the stuff I hear from Star Trek is they kind of stuck in the mud. So I don't know how they have a release date and they don't even have a script yet, but it is what it is. So Paramount shifting their movies, like I said, not necessarily a big deal, but it just lets me know what's coming, what I can anticipate, what I believe in, and what I don't believe in when it comes to these movies. We do know Maverick, Snake Eyes, and Mission Impossible. Those films are already done, and now they're just playing musical chairs with these movies so they can get the most bang for their buck when they come out and go to the theaters or whatever streaming service that they end up on. Because you never know. Some of these, I doubt it. I highly doubt it. But I could see a Top Gun Maverick. I could see that going to a streaming service. I can really see that going to a streaming service. Well, they already have their own streaming service. So I can see that going to Paramount Plus. Mission Impossible, those two movies. Snake Eyes, I don't see. But that Top Gun, it's been 2 years. And if it doesn't make it out by November 19th, I could see it. Or it could go to both either way. It could go to Paramount Plus and be in the movies, just like how Warner Brothers does with their HBO Max releases. So that's that. Next topic. Like I said, we're going to move because I want to talk about this Falcon and the Winter Soldier, man. Next topic we have. Open up. I got that X on my, you know what? I'm going to be bumping that all day. After this stream, matter of fact, we go X, man. Damn. All right, so the big story of the week, basically, and this is actually big news. I know I said I didn't have too much big news, but this is actually big news. Not that guy. Where you at? Sony and Netflix has inked a deal worth a lot of money, from my understanding. Sony and Netflix, exclusive streaming rights to their properties. So it says Sony Pictures moves movie output deal from Stars to Netflix. This is coming out of Variety. Come on. It's coming out of Variety. Says Netflix has emerged. I guess they were bidding. I guess it was a bidding war. Netflix has emerged the winner of a nearly 2-year auction for the exclusive U.S. rights to stream Sony Pictures theatrical releases in its first pay TV window, starting with Studios' 2022 slate. Netflix has also set a first-look agreement with Sony for all the studio's original movies produced for the direct-to-streaming market. That deal also requires Netflix to commit to a certain number of titles from the studio, but it doesn't stop Sony from selling direct-to-streaming titles to Netflix's rivals. In that case, however, Netflix will have to pass on the project for Sony to be able to sell it to another streamer. Basically, with that being said, is saying that Sony has the right to take its property to another streaming service if Netflix passes on it. So that's actually, I guess you can call pretty good deal, real good leverage. As part of the pact, Netflix will license the unspecified number of older titles from Sony's movie vault. Sony's Pictures' primary pay TV partner has been Starz, now owned by Lionsgate since 2006. The new theatrical output deal with Netflix, what only covers the U.S., is believed to run about 5 years and is undoubtedly worth hundreds of millions of dollars to the studio over the term. Industry sources says Sony executives are working on another significant theatrical movie licensing pact outside the Netflix agreement. So it seems like Sony is, because they do now. The thing is, we talked about these streaming wars. Sony has a streaming platform. They have Crackle. I don't know if they want to put any money into Crackle, but they do have Crackle. They have Sony Crackle, but it seems like instead of putting money into Sony Crackle, they rather license their properties and send them over to Netflix, which is cool. I'm cool with it. Send it on over to Netflix, which is the biggest streaming platform to date as of right now. And it makes sense. Instead of me trying to not waste my money, but take my money and put it into this streaming service of mine that I won't say that they prematurely came out with, but you know what I'm saying? Because Crackle's been around for a while, if I remember correctly. But I can just sell it strictly to Netflix and make buku money. You know what I'm saying? Netflix already had to deal with Sony Pictures for all its animated releases, started with next year's slate. All movies from the various film banners on the Culver City lot, including Columbian Pictures, Sony Pictures Classics, Screen Gems, and TriStar Pictures will stream. Will stream exclusively on Netflix after their theatrical and home entertainment releases. That promises to bring Netflix future installments of the Spider-Man, Venom, and Jumanji franchises, among others. The Pay One window usually begins about 9 months after the film's theatrical release. Although that timetable may have been sped up for Netflix, over the course of the pandemic, Sony has sold multiple slate titles to Netflix outright, including Kevin Hart's Fatherhood and animated films The Mitchells versus the Machines and Wish Dragon. I haven't seen any of those. Kevin Hart's Father, I'm going to have to go check that out. Sony Pictures is a great partner, and we are thrilled to expand our relationships through the forward-thinking agreement, said Netflix global film Scott Stuber. This not only allows us to bring their impressive slate of beloved film franchises and new IP to Netflix in the U.S., but it also established a new source of first-run films for Netflix movie lovers and worldwide. Sources familiar with the deal said the pact will amount to a recording-setting price tag for a pay window agreement. The deal is said to be structured in a relatively traditional form, with the fee that Netflix pays for each title determined on a sliding scale by each title's domestic or worldwide box office haul. Pay One deals have been an extremely lucrative and vital source of revenue for the legacy film studios, but they are endangered species in Hollywood's deal economy as media conglomerates keep more content in-house to feed new streaming platforms. Shops like Warner Media and Disney are directing their film libraries exclusively to services like HBO Max and Disney Plus and Hulu, respectively. Yeah, of course. Netflix said its first big league Pay One movie deal with a Hollywood studio in December 2012 when it shocked the industry by unveiling a Disney pact that kicked in the studio's 2016 slate. That deal was estimated at $300 million over a usually short 3-year term, which indicated a certain caution on Disney's part. That hedge was prescient because Disney wound up negotiating the early end to the agreement in 2017 after the studio announced plans to launch its own streamer in Disney Plus, now a growing global dynamo. In a sign of the current sensitivities around theatrical windowing and Hollywood studios' commitment to the exhibition window, Sony's announcement made a point of noting that the direct-to-streaming movies produced for Netflix and other streamers will be additive to Sony's full theatrical slate, which will continue its current volume, Sony said. The new arrangement helps answer a lingering question about where SPE fits in transform marketplace. The studio has vowed to focus on supplying content to others rather than wading into the streaming platform wars. The crowded SVOD market that Netflix seeded out includes Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, HBO Max, Hulu, Paramount Plus, Apple TV Plus, and many other niche players. So basically, Sony is basically bowing out of doing anything streaming on their own and basically giving all their content to the streamers themselves. Netflix getting the first pick of the bunch, and then after that, if Netflix passes on a movie, they can give it to another streamer. Netflix has been a terrific partner as we continue to expand our relationship, said Keith Lagoy, SPE's president of worldwide distribution and network. At Sony's Pictures, we produce some of the biggest blockbusters and the most creative original films in the industry. This exciting agreement further demonstrates the importance of the content our distribution partners as they grow their audiences and deliver their very best in entertainment. Netflix at the present is about 74 million U.S. subscribers out of 204 million total worldwide. That is nuts. That's crazy. So Netflix is out here doing the damn thing. So now what does that mean? Because as you see, Sony has a deal with Marvel or Disney where they use Spider-Man. Now, from my understanding, with Sony doing the streaming deal with Netflix, those Spider-Man films, even though they cross over with the MCU, they are now going to be a part of Netflix. So Netflix will get, which is kind of dope on Netflix part. Netflix is going to get the Sony, what it is, the Sony Marvel characters universe or whatever. Basically, all the Spider-Man Marvel character, or all the Marvel characters that have something to do with Spider-Man, Netflix will now have that first pick. So all the Spider-Man films, Venom 1 and 2, if they do like a Carnage spinoff of anything like that, Morbius, if they do a Sinister Six, Kraven the Hunter, Black Cat and Silver Sable, if that's still on the table, if they bring Sam Raimi back to kind of reboot what he did with Tobey Maguire, the Spider-Verse films, like that alone. And where it is, I just bought, because he's, top 3 of my Marvel superheroes. But as I'm still designing my studio area, I just bought, y'all can see that, this Spider-Man picture right here, because I thought it was dope. And like I said, I'm a big fan of Spider-Man. So, yeah, man. Netflix, they lost Marvel and gained Marvel, right? So kudos to Netflix, man. That's kind of dope. That's real dope, man. I'll be on the lookout for that. I'm looking forward to, and you know what, what if because now, looking back at it, what makes this deal dope, what Sony can do, if Sony wanted to do what Marvel is over there doing with its television shows, what if instead of giving us a Black Cat Silver Sable film, what if they give us a series? What if they give us a Miles Morales Spider-Man series? Right? What if it's a lot of possibilities they can do with that. They also own, or not own, but have the rights to the Jumanji franchise. It's a lot of things that they can do with that. Yeah, this seems to be, and I see why it's such a, the exact numbers haven't gotten out, but I think this might be more up towards, they said millions of dollars. This might go to this might be $1 billion deal. This could be $1 billion deal. Just when I look at the properties and the franchises involved, this could be $1 billion deal, man. This really could be $1 billion deal. So yeah. But what do y'all think, man? What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. All right. Coming up, the recap. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Now, I don't know how many of y'all saw it. So if you haven't seen it yet, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's what I need to do. I need to get on like stereo and stuff like that. Spoiler alert. I'm going to give y'all a little second to get out of the room. Give y'all a second. All right, boom. Y'all good? All right, let's hop into it. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The recap, my guy. Ooh. I was listening to who was that? The Den of Nerds today. And Josh didn't like it. He didn't like this episode. Me, I really enjoyed this episode. He said it wasn't enough action. Won't say I disagree with him on that. And I think he's saying that based off of the shit, my bad. Where'd you go? I think he's saying that based off of the budget. Like from his understanding, the budget for this show was in the hundreds of millions of dollars, and he's wondering, where's the action? Where's the budget? Show me the money. Right? He's saying, show me the money. Because he's not seeing it when it comes to the action or anything else. And they were joking, saying maybe the budget was for the costumes. And I mean, it made me laugh. It made me chuckle a little bit, but that damn near could be true, right? The budget could be the costumes, man. It could be the costumes. But Falcon and Winter Soldier, man, this is a spoiler. Spoiler. And I found this article and how they recapped it. So what I want to do, I want to piggyback on this article. And we can read it together, but I'm gonna just piggyback on and talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because they kind of laid out everything that happened. They did it. They can do it better than me. I'm sorry. The last couple times I've done a recap, I go back and I listen. I'm like, I didn't give y'all. You know what I'm saying? I didn't explain nothing. Didn't explain nothing. So I'm gonna piggyback off of this article, and we're gonna go from there. So they start off basically saying, after last week's episode brought Wakanda to Falcon and the Winter Soldier, beginning with episode 4, the whole world is watching, takes us back 5 years into Bucky's time in Wakanda. Io is helping rehabilitate him, which includes attempting to trigger the Winter Soldier protocol. Despite the memories of all the harm he has caused flash before his eyes, Bucky restrains himself, tears pouring down his face. The Dora Milaje member tells him, "You are free now," officially turning him into the White Wolf. All right. So that cold open scene was real dope. It showed the trauma that Bucky endures with that Winter Soldier protocol. When she was saying the trigger words, you know what I'm saying? They were showing all the flashbacks that Bucky was having of him, committing those various acts that he had to do, the assassinations and stuff like that. And that's when you see that lone tear fall down his eyes, but nothing happens. And she says, "You are free." That was, you know what I'm saying? That was a chilling moment. That lets you know that maybe Bucky cannot be manipulated no more. Maybe he is totally free of that Winter Soldier protocol. He is no longer Winter Soldier. I know back in, I think it was episode 2. Was it 2 or 3? Was it 3 last episode when they went to Madripoor and Zemo said you have to be the Winter Soldier again? But Bucky is no longer the Winter Soldier, man. So let's keep good. These two face each other again under much different circumstances in the present. As you recall, as it ended, as last episode ended, Io has showed up saying that she was there for Zemo. So that's what this is talking about. These two face off again under much different circumstances in the present. Io is angry that Bucky Frieden is working with Zemo, who had murdered the previous king, which was King T'Chaka. She gives him 8 hours to use the Baron for whatever he needs before Wakanda takes him, something he communicates to both Zemo and Sam. The trio regroup, concocting a plan to approach the Flag Smashers leader, Carly Morgenthau, but Zemo doubts Sam's resolve in doing what needs to be done to defeat the terrorist organization, who he straight up calls supremacist and have been corrupted by the super soldier serum. So to talk about him saying that they were supremacist is kind of, it makes you look at having that super soldier serum or being super, you know what I'm saying, in a whole nother different light. That's how I took it, because he's not wrong in saying that. Like, when you take something to make yourself supreme, you are supremacist. That's what you are, right? Like, no matter what, because I can do these things, I can go, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you're supreme. If especially if now I got 20, remember she has 20 vials of the serum. It's kind of the same thing what the Nazis thought about when they came to white supremacy and blonde hair, blue eyes, you know, the Aryan nation, stuff like that. It's kind of on the same resolve, the same thing, right? So the thing is, Zemo, he's dropping all types of jewels throughout these 4 episodes, or these last 3 episodes. Zemo is just dropping straight jewels on us, man. Straight jewels, right? From last episode when he talked about him liking the record that Sam talking about, who was it? Marvin Gaye, the Marvin Gaye album, and stuff like Zemo is a worldly guy, and you can understand why Zemo does what he does. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, it makes me not even look at Zemo as a bad guy. And somebody even pointed out who is the bad guy in this, right? Who is the bad guy in Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Because we don't have a clear-cut bad guy. We got the power broker in the shadows. He ain't did nothing yet. We got Carly, the Flag Smasher. She, guess you could say she's the bad guy, but she's kind of doing it for good reason. You know what I'm saying? Bucky's not a bad guy, and Zemo ain't necessarily a bad guy. So who is the bad guy in this? You know? All right. So they head out to town Rigger, a former luxurious haven turned destitute of a refugee camp. Sam and Bucky attempt to get information about the funeral of Carly's adopted mother, Dunya Madani, but the Americans are getting no answers, feeling abandoned by false promises from the Global Reparation Council and the U.S. at large. It's Zemo who's able to get the info they need through a parental approach and some delicious Turkish delight. He gets the location of the funeral, but elects to withhold any information to get leverage over his frenemies. So Zemo, being the guy that he is, the way he uses, you know, the maniacal, everything is planned, and he sees the forest for the trees. You know what I'm saying? The way he goes about it, like this article says, they go to this town or whatever, and nobody wants to talk to him. Zemo does it a different way. He goes to the kids with candy, kind of creepy, a little bit creepy, you know what I'm saying? But it makes sense. The kids know what's going on. Who better to befriend than a kid who kids don't lie for the most part. Kids will straight up tell you what you don't want to hear, right? And what you want to hear. So he goes to these kids, he's talking to the kids, gets them with candy. The girl tells him where the funeral is going to be, and Zemo, knowing that if he tells Sam and Bucky ASAP, he'll lose his leverage. So he keeps that to his chest. He lets her know, yeah, I know where they are, but I ain't gonna tell you. So elsewhere, Carly and the fellow flag smashers uncovered a stolen stash of serum at a gravesite. Nico compares his leader to Steve Rogers, saying they both made him believe that they are decent people in the world. But Carly blanches at the comparison, saying Cap Shield represents a bygone era and that the oppressors who leave them out of decision making. But she has more in common with his compatriots than she may think. Like Sam, she also believes that the shield should be destroyed. So when it comes to believing Carly as a leader, I don't buy it. I really don't buy her being the leader. She has no charisma. She's small in stature. I don't necessarily see her being the biggest strategist in the world. So in my mind, I'm trying to figure out what makes people follow her and makes people look to her as a leader. Especially, I mean, she's got, I want to say, like 3 other super soldiers on her team. Why? Who are? I want to say probably ex-military or something like that. I don't know what Carly's actual background is, but I just don't believe her as a leader. And that's just me looking at this from would I follow her? If I was a super soldier and she was like, I'm a lead y'all, I was like, why am I going to follow you? But, you know, it is what it is. So the trio arrive at the funeral only to be confronted by John Walker and Lamar Haskins. The new cap is outraged at Zemo's freedom and initially refuses Sam's pitch to take a calmer personal approach to Carly. It's only after Haskins shows support for the idea that he relents, but he only gives Sam 10 minutes alone with Carly and tries the rest as to show who's really in charge of this takedown. Now, I thought this was like, and I mean, you saw it coming because when John Walker and Lamar show up, John Walker, he's like sweating. He's like, you can tell already that he's becoming less of, you know what? Because I did a video on John Walker. Please go out and check that out. Check my video out. You from the comics, John Walker having that shield weighed a lot on him. You know what I'm saying? Him walking in Cap's boots, holding that shield, trying to do the right thing. It took a toll on him. And this, watching Wyatt Russell play this role, I think he played it to a T. Everybody hates him, which means that he is doing his job. And you see him, you could see him starting to crack. You know what I'm saying? You see him starting to crack. And when he comes in and he's talking to Sam and Bucky, he's like, I'm gonna give you 10 minutes and I'm coming there to arrest her. And he's like, it took Lamar to kind of calm him down and say, hey, if Sam say that we can stop her from hurting anybody, then let Sam go in there and do that. But John is still, you know, as that scene goes on, you see him pacing back and forth, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like he wants to get in there to the action and make something happen ASAP. You know what I'm saying? So for the first time, Sam comes face to face with Carly after the latter gives a touching eulogy at how Mama Donya gave her memory of a family she never had. Sam tries to sympathize with her, saying he understands her helplessness, but disagrees with her violent methods. Carly disagrees with the supremacist label, claiming that she's simply disposing of roadblocks that are keeping people like her and Sam from rising up. Now, Sam, in talking to Carly, says, hey, look, I get it. Me and you, we kind of like, we both, you know, in the same vein. I get your plight, but doing it this way is not the way I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't think we should do it this way because violence just basically begets more violence. And that's true. If I hit you in your face, you're probably going to hit me right back in my face. Now, if we can sit down, and I know sometimes you can't always kumbaya with everybody, but if I can sit down, have a talk, maybe straighten some things out throughout time, we can fix this because her whole ordeal is during the blip, during the snap, those 5 years, there were, you know, everybody, the world basically got smaller. Everybody depended on everybody. Once that's other half of the world, other half of the population showed back up, Those people wanted to go back to the old ways. Carly is saying, nah, while y'all were gone, we had a good thing going. And she wants to keep that going, but she has to understand, and I think that's what she's missing. People come together in time of crisis, right? People come together in time of crisis. Somebody passes, show up at the funeral, everybody wants to come together. Natural disaster, tornado, flood, earthquake, cities need to be rebuilt, all this stuff. Like I said, just people come together during times of need. So if those needs are now met, all those everything that people were mourning for those past 5 years, they get their wife back, they get their husband back, they get their son back, they get their daughter back, mother, father, all these people are coming back. You know what I'm saying? I want to take it back to how it was. I want my life back. So now that they get their life back, her being basically an orphan or the only, you know what I'm saying, growing, she kind of became of age during the blip. When you become of age during a particular moment in time, especially during a time of crisis, you're going to think that that's the best thing. And I'm not saying that what happened during the blip was good or bad, but you're going to be more, you know what it is? It's like with they call us, some people they call hip hop snobs. Oh, hip hop was so better back in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the same thing that's going on to me and Carly. Say, oh, it was so much better 5 years ago. The world was better 5 years ago. But there's really no way to because everybody's different. So how do you justify saying that the world was better? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you helped me out during my time of need, during my grief and my grieving period. But now I have nothing else to grieve about because I got my father back. I got my wife back, my son, my daughter, everybody, you know what I'm saying? When people come back, I guess she didn't have nobody who came back to her. You see what I'm saying? She didn't lose nobody during the blip. So she made her bones during the blip. You know what I'm saying? All right. So just when Sam appears to be making a breakthrough, an impatient Walker storms in, believing it was all a ruse. Carly escapes, only to run into Zemo. He takes matters to his own hands, shooting her, angrily crushing the vials of serum scattered on the floor. Walker knocks him out when only one vial is left intact, which he pockets. Oh, excuse me. Meanwhile, a wounded Carla receives more angry threats from the power broker, but all of these setbacks does not deter her as she's angry and eager to make a different approach to our heroes. So John Walker, like I said earlier, he was pacing back and forth. He just runs in, boom, storms in. Just as Sam he probably was talking her down. Excuse me. He was probably talking her down. And she probably would have seen the light if he wouldn't have rushed in. He comes in, Carly is like, oh, snap, you brought him? You know what I'm saying? She dips out, runs to Zemo. Zemo pops up, bow, shoots her. She drops the vials of the super soldier serum. He starts stepping on him because, Zemo wants nothing to do with superheroes. Anybody who didn't make themselves who they are with their own two fists, out of the mud, got it out of the dirt, like Zemo did, even though he rich, he consider you a supremacist. Like if you didn't work for it, because even somebody, I hope now Sony will do. What's up, XR? I saw you on the dinner nerves. I saw you But you say, I hope now Sony will do a better Spider-Man because I'm tired of Tom Holland, Iron Boy Jr. Nah, man. Well, I heard that this is his last, I guess, appearances as Spider-Man or something. But I'm that's too much money to be made. Tom Holland will be back, man. You might not like him, but everybody likes Tom Holland. Now, I can see them if they grow him up and get away from that Iron Boy Jr. that you're talking about. Because I kind of agree with you. They should have never put Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark into that. I would have, you know what? I would have liked better to see maybe if they was going to do a crossover, maybe bring Cap. I think Cap would have played better as being a mentor to Spider-Man or something like that, man. But yeah, when they make, because doing the Iron Spider suit all early and stuff like that, you know what I don't like when it comes to, now that you done brought up Tom Holland Spider-Man, what I don't like is him not being the genius that he is. Him not being that engineering genius. You know what I'm saying? They kind of glanced over him making the web shooters. But he made his own suit. He does the spider tracers, you know what I'm saying? He rigged up a way that he could take the pictures. Like, they need to play more on the genius, the engineering genius that Peter Parker is. I think that's how you get out of the shadow of Tony Stark. That's what I think. And yeah, I did see that possibly they are bringing Tobey Maguire in. It's still a little hazy on that, but with this Sony deal, which is probably what you're speaking of, they can do anything, right? Sony now can do anything. They have a platform to really do it on with Netflix. So yeah, man, that's actually, I was talking about that earlier. It's dope. It's dope, man. Yeah, rest in peace, DMX, man. Raven Bob, man. I appreciate you joining in, Rip. I played his little mix earlier, man, and I might, when I end the episode, might end with a little mix. Says Raven Bob said this only proves that symbols bear no meaning if the right person is not behind it. Steve Rogers was the rarest human who was perfect for the serum. He had and you know, as I think about this serum and how it goes, it's all about your mindset. Remember, Rogers was the underdog. Everything with him was the underdog. And he kept that mentality, even with him being the strongest human being out, the fastest human being out, stuff like that. He stayed thinking of himself as the underdog. So there was no supremacist, like Zemo was saying. He wasn't a supremacist because to him, he was the underdog. You know what I'm saying? So with him being the underdog, there was nothing to corrupt, because for him, everything meant I'm the smallest dude out here. No matter what, I'm the smallest dude out here. You knock me down, I'm gonna get back up. You knock me down, I'm gonna get back up, because that was his way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? Which I guess made him the perfect super soldier. XR says, going back, Tom Holland, Peter Parker has no responsibility, and Aunt May is too young and careless. I won't say that. Anybody could be an aunt. I mean, yeah, we know Aunt May is old as dirt in comics, you know what I'm saying? But what is she's in her 40s, late 40s, maybe early 50s, I think. So she just looks good. Robert Downey Jr. was 50. You know what I'm saying? So some people just look good for their age. I don't think she's too young. If Tom Holland is supposed to be in high school, and if my mom or my dad had a sister, if my mom and dad was 20 years older than me, I'm 18, she's 20 years older than me, that makes her what, 38, 40? You know what I'm saying? Around that time. I don't see the issue with that. But Raven Bob says, I just like how Walker got the Dormilage. Yeah, he did. Yeah, man, he did. They came in there. Sam was like, hey, you might want to fight Bucky. You don't want to fight these girls, man. These girls gonna kick your ass, man. And that's what they proceeded to do. Whooped everybody's behind in that room. You know what I'm saying? everybody's behind in that room caught an L from them girls with them spears. And they ain't even really have to use the spears. You know what I'm saying? They were just whooping ass. I wonder when Falcon is going to get the super soldier serum. I don't think they're going to give it to him. And I hope they don't. I hope they don't give it to him. You know, they brought up the big three. What it was, aliens, androids. What was the other one? But I don't think he needs, and wizards, alien, androids, and wizards. I don't think he needs it. Sam is good with his suit, his wings. I do think he's going to end up getting the shield, but he's a master at his own martial arts when it comes to how he uses his exoskeleton, his exo wing suit or whatever. So I don't think he should get it. And they just as strong, if not stronger than most people with the serum. Yep. They stepped on his shield. So nah, I think she did that just to show, hey, look, you don't want this. Like, I'll take everything from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you saw how he was after he got beat up. He was like, oh, and they ain't even super soldiers. Like, that broke him. That fight with them, I think that was, watching this episode, people think that when Lamar passed, that's what broke him. I think he was broke when the Dora Milaje whooped his ass. That's what broke him. That's when he was ready to take that serum. Not when Lamar passed. When they whooped his ass, that was it. He was done. He was like, nah, I got to get some of that serum up in. He became a super soldier in the comics. No, he's not a super soldier. He didn't take the serum in the comics. He was already remember, Falcon started off being quote unquote a mutant. Professor X said that he was a mutant. Come to find out, it was the Red Skull played like a little trick on him using the cosmic cube, and that's how he gained the power to be able to talk to Red Wing, right? But Sam is not, to my recollection, from what I remember, Sam is not a super soldier in the comics. Let me see. I'm gonna pull it up real quick, but I don't think he's a super soldier. From all the years I've read, and I've been reading. I've been reading since late 80s, early 90s, man. Yeah, his abilities right here. Expert bird trainer skill, hand-to-hand combatant, flight via wing harness, proficient tactician and strategist, empathic and telepathic link with all birds. He is not a super soldier in the comics. He is not. Nope, he is not a super soldier in the comics. Falcon is against, he's against taking the serum. I don't think he will take the serum. Said, I think Sam's right-hand military guy becomes the Falcon when Sam becomes, in the comics, he becomes the, what is his name? He becomes the new Falcon in the comics. His military guy, why I can't think of him. But yeah, he becomes, but he gets like mutated. So he becomes like this bird, half bird, half person in the comics, man. He can't be the super soldier with his military. I think he can. And you saw that when he was fighting the some of the Flag Smashers. He was doing good. Will he be able to, if he didn't have his suit, let's say his suit malfunction or whatever, would he get whooped? Yeah. But if I got guns, because remember, he ain't shooting guns or nothing like that. If I have guns and I'm using every weapon at everything in my arsenal, I think Sam would be able to beat a super soldier. It's just about how you strategize and how you come at a super soldier. He took it, almost got killed, and them Cap gave him a blood transfusion. When was this? I don't remember. I don't remember that. I haven't seen that. He took it, almost got killed, then Cap gave him. I don't remember that. If you have a link or something, you could shoot me and let me know. I'll look into that, but I don't remember that. Now I think Sam is just an Air Force guy. It's kind of crazy because Bucky already knew something fishy about Walker even before he killed that man. Well, you can tell the way Walker was just acting. Even him having, remember, Bucky already is against old Johnny Boy having the shield and being the new Cap anyway, because he just doesn't deem him worthy enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to think a guy like that, three medal. Do you know how hard it is to get one medal of honor, let alone three? Like, so 3 medals of honor. You know what I'm saying? He's basically at his peak physical performance without any super soldier serum in him. Just this golden child, probably been praised from high school on up. You know what I'm saying? He probably could have went to any college he wanted. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. It's bound for, and now with him failing, because that's what he's doing. He's failing at being Captain America. He's probably never failed at his life. You know what I'm saying? Probably an overachiever. So now you have John Walker failing. It's like every mission that he's doing, he's failing. You know what I'm saying? He can't stop the Flag Smashers. They're too big, too strong for him. Stuff like that. So that's how I look at it. And with him, the way he acts like, oh, I'm going to get the job done regardless. He's running in, not knowing what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't want to take the advice of Sam and Bucky. He's just running in head first. And to me, he gets his homeboy killed. That's how I look at it. Like, he gets Lamar killed. You're going up against 3 super soldiers. They already whooped your ass on the when they came on the trucks, whooped you. What do you think? You know what I'm saying? He said, and it's ironic that the guy who was a big Captain America fan when he was a kid got killed by another man who carries the same symbol. Yeah, I think that was dope symbolism inside the show. You know what I'm saying? He went beast mode, man. He went ham. He went crazy. It's crazy to, you know what I'm saying? It kind of, it's not the same thing that happened in the comics, because in the comics, he snapped when some people that he used to run with end up killing his parents, and that's when he snapped and he beat the brakes off. You know what I'm saying? Just went super duper crazy on those people. But I want to see how they're gonna take the shield away from him. You know what I'm saying? Because if I remember correctly, Captain America came. The Captain America, the original, I want to say the original Captain America came and took it from him or whatever during their fight with the Red Skull. They had to team up for that. But yeah, I want to see how they take the shield away. XR says Lucasfilm is about to bastardize Indiana Jones with woke SJW stuff. I don't know. Explain. Tell me what you talk about, XR, because I haven't seen any news of that. Lucasfilm always had, and it's from my point of view, Lucasfilm already had Indiana Jones. So let me know what you're talking about on that. Yeah, he suffered from PTSD pretty bad and probably get anxious because he came from a background of hard planning and training, mixed with the fact that Sam and Bucky doing their own thing. I think that was his tipping point. Like, he's supposed to be America's hero, and he's not even stronger than the guys who are not officially military contractors. All they got to his head, and now here we are. Yeah, no, that's exactly true. All that praise, all those accolades, you know what I'm saying? You got the government behind you, and you still, like, you can't get nothing done. Here's Sam and Bucky, you know what I'm saying, not using any of those government resources, any real military resources, and they're getting things done. Here's John Walker and his homeboy trying to do things, and they can't get the same results that the original Captain America got, right? They're not Steve Rogers, and that's the whole thing. I think this Falcon and the Winter Soldier is basically saying to everybody, you are not Steve Rogers, right? And I think that's the whole thing. You're not Steve Rogers. So how are you supposed to carry this symbol? How are you going to be Captain America? You know what I'm saying? You need to figure out how you're going to be. If you're going to be Captain America, you need to do it your way. And I think that's the whole thing. He's not doing it his way. He's still trying to be or live up to the hype of Steve Rogers. And you can't do that because you got this dude. He's just a whole different other. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's the underdog. He the underdog, man. You know what I'm saying? He's the underdog. Steve Rogers, underdog mentality, kind heart, all of that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you can't duplicate that, they're complaining about Indiana Jones being a toxic masculine male. They hate strong alpha males. They don't act like weak soy boys. And Bela Hollywood has an agenda against masculine and alpha. I won't say that you're wrong, and I won't say that you're right. That's like a slippery slope to tread on. But I will put this into context when it comes to Indiana Jones, masculinity, and how males are to be depicted on film. What we have to understand is, and I think we talked about this before, Indiana Jones is from a different era of men, right? If they take that away from how men acted, then yeah, you absolutely right. You are going to bastardize that property. You are going to bastardize that IP, because Indiana Jones should be what he's always been. And not that I don't agree with you, or that I disagree with you. Some of this, we have to understand the signs of the times. The 90s is different from the 2000s. 2000 is different from the 10s. The 10s is different from the 20s. And if you go back to the 1920s is different from the 30s. Like, we throughout time, we act differently, right? Society either progresses or degresses. You know what I'm saying? So we have to keep that in mind. This is somebody who, what era? What is this? 40s, 50s? Indiana Jones is 40s, 50s, right? So Indiana Jones being 40s, 50s, possibly 60s, with him being older now. Yeah, he's gonna be that. You know what? It takes me back to I'm watching I don't know if you ever saw it. What is it called? The Mule. The Mule with Clint Eastwood. And the way that he acts you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if Clint Eastwood is racist in real life or not, but this is a dude who has lived damn near 100 years, right? So you got this 80, 90-year-old man, you know what I'm saying? And the way that he talks like he's from that era, you know what I'm saying, that he grew up in. Who are we to try to erase his history? You can't erase Indiana Jones's history. Him being a white male in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, that's how white males acted, right? You know what I'm saying? Or males in general. That's how they acted. Women didn't have the equality and all these things. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't even the big a big issue back then. So I kind of agree with you. If they are doing that, if people are complaining, they need to stop. People need to quit complaining about these fictitious characters, the way that they did Pepe Le Pew, all like these fictitious. Stop. Just stop complaining about it. Either you like it and you're going to support it, or you don't. Don't put your money into it, because that's what Hollywood sees. Hollywood sees money. If it's making money, if it don't make money, if everybody pulled out of supporting Indiana Jones, that's the best way you get rid of Indiana Jones. If you want to get rid of Pepe Le Pew, pull your money out and don't support Pepe Le Pew. You see what I'm saying? Like, so if this is a SJW issue, they need to stop. Like, I think we have to get over being so fragile, our being so sensitive. You know what I'm saying? Like, do what's good for you. If you like it, I love it. If not, keep moving. You know what I'm saying? Just stay out of the way. Said they did the same with Luke Skywalker. He had completely different than the character he was supposed. Yeah, but I don't think that was an SJW problem. I just think that was a writer who wrote it and just completely did a misstep on on Luke. You know what I'm saying? Because they took the bravado, the I'm a Jedi. They took that Luke strictly away, right? Like, so that was bad. I agree with you on that. Raven Bob says, this is a big side note, but since Chadwick is not here with us and they decided not to recast the character T'Challa, how much pushback do you think Sam Wilson will get for accepting the shield and becoming Captain America? I think he would probably get close with Isaiah Bradley, given his history in America denying him, even though he outpunched every other person they tested the serum on, including Bucky. to piggyback on what you said about them not recasting T'Challa, I think that's a grave mistake. It's too much. T'Challa is too much story involved with T'Challa. Way too much. This is Marvel's first black superhero on the mainstream level. He's involved in too much of Marvel lore. You have to recast him. You can't. And I know if you don't want to bring him back as the Black Panther, don't. If you want to change the mantle of the Black Panther, change it. But you have to recast T'Challa. T'Challa is a mainstay. We get new Batmans all the time. We get new Spider-Mans all the time. We get new Supermans all the time. You know what I'm saying? You have to recast T'Challa. It's not, the people will get over it. Chad, I think, and I can't speak for Chadwick. This is just my thought. I think Chadwick would want him to be recast, right? We know it was a bad situation that happened, horrible, you know what I'm saying? I hated to see or hear that he was sick like that and he passed, but that doesn't mean give up on the character. To me, you're giving up on the character. You know what I'm saying? You're giving up on what Chadwick made. But you know what I'm saying? How much pushback will Sam get? I don't think he'll get too much pushback. But I do like the fact that they are kind of throwing, subtly giving us the race issues that America, goes through, because America's racial past is bad, man. You know what I'm saying? And they still haven't spoken on that. You know what I'm saying? America still kind of sweeps its bad racial past under the rug. So he could get, and it might make for a dope story to have him to see that pushback. But I hope they don't settle on that. If you understand what I'm saying, hope they don't try to push that too much into your face. You know what I'm saying? But the Isaiah Bradley thing, I could see him getting with Isaiah Bradley, but I don't know. Yeah, I think it's pretty stupid not to give us a black hero on the mainstream when it proves we can make money on our own. Yeah, it's just crazy, right? It's crazy. I've had debates about whether or not who should get the mantle or not. And I'm like, everybody said, oh, well, Shuri, she becomes Black Panther. And I'm like, this Shuri in the movies is not Black Panther. This MCU Shuri is not the comic Shuri. You know what I'm saying? Because in order to become the Black Panther, you have to fight. You got to fight for this mantle. You know what I'm saying? If M'Baku shows up, she's not beating M'Baku in a hand-to-hand. So I don't see Shuri getting the mantle. I don't know if I want M'Baku getting the mantle. But it just, you know what I'm saying? You have to recast Chad. And this has to be one of the hardest things to direct Black Panther 2. If it was me, I probably would push it off and I would do the Wakanda show first. You know what I'm saying? That way I can introduce a new T'Challa slowly and see how the audience reacts to it. And then I will come with Black Panther 2. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Ryan Coogler, you got one on your hands, bro. You got one on your hands. Chadwick would definitely want to pass the mantle if he could speak right now. I know Chadwick's work on the movie was undeniably amazing and hard to top, but it's really cheap to keep us from rich history telling. I totally agree, especially if you're going to bring in Namor, Dr. Doom, Fantastic Four. I can go on and on. He had the ebony blade for the longest. They bring it in the Black Knight. Remember, Black Panther had the ebony blade for the longest. It's too much storytelling. They bring it in the X-Men. What about, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that they should just throw Storm with T'Challa ASAP because that ain't the way it happened, but they should explore that history that they did have together before the marriage and all of that. It's a waste. To me, it's a waste. And it's if they're talking money, because you brought in money, It's too much money to be made with this one character alone. Think about my son saw Black Panther, got the mask, got the glove. Like, I see all these kids wanting to be Black Panther, wanting to be T'Challa, doing the Wakanda salute. You have a brand. Stick with it. Stick with it. People, and not to sound uncaring, but people pass all the time. If I put it to you like this, if Tom Holland passed, it'll be a new Spider-Man. It'll be a new Spider-Man. We recast the Spider-Man because there's too much money to be made with that IP. Sony will recast Spider-Man ASAP if Tom Holland passed. You see what I'm saying? Why can't we kind of do the same thing? You know what I'm saying? All right. XR says there are enough athletic young Black actors who could do justice to Black Panther. They should recast that. Exactly. You got too many young actors out here. Too many young Black actors. Put them to work. Put them to work. Imagine Michael Jai White playing Blue Marvel. He does. Now that you say that, he would be. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. He's one of my, and Blue Marvel. I spoke on Blue Marvel during the WandaVision recaps when we were speculating on who the engineer was. Blue Marvel would be a dope addition to the MCU. He'll be a dope addition. I think you can do a lot with Blue Marvel, and I wouldn't even tell his story. His backstory. I would give bits and pieces because you have Isaiah. Think about how they did Isaiah Bradley and his backstory. This can be, those two stories can go together the way that they did Blue Marvel. They didn't know he was Black. They loved him until they found out he was Black. Found out he was Black, they made the president shut him down. Right? Oh, man, that'll make for a dope story. I wouldn't do it ASAP. As a matter of fact, oh, man, I ain't even going to go there. I ain't even going to go there, man. But, yeah, Blue Marvel could be dope. We literally get a Black king with powers, and they want to not recast because of their relationship with Chad. The kids, man, they need someone to look up to. Now is the perfect time. I totally agree. It's the perfect time. Perfect time. Perfect. And you know, all respect to Chad. You know what I'm saying? Prayers and condolences to his family. But yeah, recast that character. Recast. To me, it's disrespectful not to recast because Chad put so much time into being T'Challa. He put so much time and effort into being T'Challa. Right? That you have to recast it. To me, to honor the work that Chad did. You don't honor the work that Chad did by locking it up in the closet. So I hope that they come back and they retract and say, hey, look, we're doing it this way. We are recasting, because how do you have Black Panther 2 with no Black Panther? How do you explain Black Panther not being around? Now, if they do Black Panther 2 and this is during the time of the blip, that's the only way that it worked for me. That's the only way that it'll work for me. If Black Panther 2 was during the time of the blip, that would be the only way it worked for me. Only way. That's it. That's the only way I could see it working. That's it. Let me keep going with this recap. We're almost done. No, we're not almost done. We kind of done recapped already, though. We done went through most of it. Oh, what did you think when Battlestar died, man? What do you think because I mean, damn, all they did was he got punched and he flew like all the way across the room. I guess he hit his head. I don't know. He was bleeding out his ears and his mouth and stuff. You know what I'm saying? John Walker got mad, leaped out the window, chased dude down. I think dude's name was Nico. Chased Nico down, and probably and basically decapitated cuz. That was crazy. XR says they want a female Black, but who? Okay, and I'm cool with a female Black Panther, right? Who is going to play the female Black Panther? Like I said, the only way we can do this, to me, is if Black Panther 2 is during the snap, those 5 years. No, remember, Wakanda doesn't have a Black Panther during those 5 years. So it'd be, we need a Black Panther during those 5 years, because the Black Panther is basically it's a role that has to be played, right? It's still a role that has to be played. Who's playing that role? Who's fitting the bill for that? Shuri? No, Shuri can't be Black. Look how skinny she is. That's the easy mollywop. Probably even with the herbs. That's the easy beat down. You know what I'm saying? She don't look like a fighter, unlike the Shuri in the comic books. She's not. She doesn't seem like she's a martial artist at all. Yeah, she's a tech genius, but come on. Raven Boss says, yeah, he really went beyond what the average actor would do. It's such a slap in the face. I know Ryan Coogler said this is his greatest challenge in life, but I just fear that the Wakandan story is not complete with the staple that Black Panther is. Anyways, I don't mean to ramble, but you're speaking facts. No, it's true. It's true. You know what I'm saying? It's a slap in the face to all the kids who do the Wakanda salute, all the kids who bought the Black Panther merchandise, not just kids. Or, you know, when I say kids, I mean us, even the adults. You know what I'm saying? Think about how we showed up to the movie theaters, dressed in African garb. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. You want to keep that feeling going. You want to keep that going. So, yeah, this is a big challenge, but like I said, give me the Wakanda show first. I introduced I recast T'Challa. I introduced him in that Wakanda show. Then and you recast it. You do a good casting, right? Who like XR said, it's a lot of young, athletic Black actors out there who are building a brand. You grab one of them, throw them in this Wakanda show. See how the audience likes him. And boom, you have your new T'Challa. Says Disney never cast martial artists for their superhero movie. Scott Adkins should have been Moon Knight or Daredevil. I don't mind them not casting martial artists because Disney is more about choreography than anything. Scott Adkins, the thing is, because Disney still wants you to act. Not saying that Scott Adkins can't act. But is he on par with some of the actors that they have in the MCU right now? I mean, look at the MMA fighter who does Batroc, the leaper. You know what I'm saying? They keep his acting to a minimum. They just use, you know what I'm saying, use him more so for the fighting, maybe say a line or two, and that's it. So would Scott Adkins be the same way? And I like Scott Adkins' movie, but he's not the best actor. Most action stars aren't the best actors, right? It says, I think it was inevitable for a Battlestar to die. Walker needed a real reason to go ham, considering their brotherhood in the military. All I remember thinking was run. Old flag smasher dude should have ran once homeboy hit that wall. Yeah, it took them a long ass time to get up out of there, right? Once they saw John Walker kind of, boiling over or whatever, they should have already took off. Carly took forever to run. He took forever to run. They should have been up out of there. I don't know why they stopped to see if he was dead. Like, shit, y'all was fighting to the death, right? If I'm in here fighting super soldiers, we fighting. I'm trying to get away. Somebody might end up dead. I'm not stopping to watch. Oh, shit, I killed him. Like, you done already blew up a whole building full of people. Why are you stopping to see if you killed that dude? Take off running. You know what I'm saying? That, whatever. John David Washington or John Boyega. I could see both of them. John Boyega. I don't know. I like him as an actor, but I don't know if I would like him as Black Panther. If you understand. I don't know if I like him as T'Challa. But all MCU actors are top tier. No, I'm not saying that they're top tier. XR. No. I'm not saying they're top tier. I'm not, but most of the MCU, the main guys, they're not B-movie actors, if you understand. I do a little acting myself. I've done a couple feature films. And when you work with an actor versus me being an actor, it's totally different. And and you can see it on screen. It's about chemistry. Not saying that Scott Adkins wouldn't have good chemistry with a lot of these guys. It's about audience appeal. Will he appeal? Can I sell him on a big screen level, like with Moon Knight? Can I sell Scott Adkins to be Moon Knight or to be Daredevil? Can I sell him to be that? You have to remember, this is what these studios are thinking of. They're not thinking, oh, we need to get a pure martial artist because I already have a choreographer. I'm going to make this action scene look dope as hell no matter who is doing the fight. You see what I'm saying? Wesley Snipes is a martial artist, black belt, I think 3 times over. But he was also a movie star. I can sell Wesley Snipes because he's a movie star who just happens to be a martial artist. Now, if you can find that, you got the perfect balance. Yeah, true, Chad would have a martial arts background was just a bonus, but most people Marvel cast don't know the first thing about fighting. Like I said, absolutely true. If you can find an actor who has, like I said, Chadwick is an actor who had martial artist skill. Wesley Snipes, an actor who has martial artist skills, who already has built this following as an actor. Most people knew Wesley Snipes as an actor. Most people knew Chadwick Boseman as an actor, not for their martial artist skills, right? If you can find that equivalent, even Tom Holland has a background in gymnastics. You see what I'm saying? So he's the perfect, if you think about it, he's the perfect Spider-Man. You might not like him, you know what I'm saying? But on paper, he's the perfect Spider-Man because we have a guy who's athletic, who is trained in gymnastics and can do his stunts. You see what I'm saying? So I don't even, for the most part, I don't have to pay the stunt man to come in and do the things that Tom Holland does. My online problem with the MCU the hand fight scenes is that the camera shake too much and it's so close that I could barely see the techniques that they use because they have to CGI the stunt. Yeah. I can't disagree with you on that. Excuse me, but do they? I mean, is the shaky cam on purpose? And it's per director, right? I mean, every director isn't the same. You had Josh Whedon. I think Josh Whedon's action scenes was pretty dope. The Russo brothers, I think they did good shots with their action. But everybody doesn't film action the same. As a matter of fact, some directors aren't even action directors. Some of these directors are art film, like artsy film directors, or they might have a commercial, come from shooting commercials, just different backgrounds. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, the MCU is made up of a whole bunch of different directors. So it is what it is. And then when thinking of filming a TV show, I don't think every episode is directed by the same person. Now, I could be wrong, but I think, like in WandaVision, I think they had multiple directors in that also, and I think in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we're getting different directors. Did you enjoy his performance in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom? It was such a good send-off, and he left us a great gift. Yeah, I did. Like, to me, I mean, in that scene, the scene when he talked about how his dad, you know what I'm saying, had to go off, and then the people came in and they basically raped his mom. And when his dad found out, he went and you know what I'm saying? Like, when he was telling that story, it made me believe that he was really that person. Chadwick was he was to me one of the greatest new actors that we had, and he's a tremendous loss in the art form. somebody who should be studied, who should be revered. Chadwick was, I mean, you got to think of the movies that Chadwick did leading up to just, he played every black national hero. Who didn't? He was James Brown. He was I forgot the guy, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. He was Jackie Robinson, Thurgood Marshall. Who else? It's like he just been everybody. You know what I'm saying? Then he had, as far as I know, he had a great teacher in Denzel. You know what I'm saying? Denzel helped him along and stuff like that. So yeah, man, the dude was majorly talented. The Daredevil and the Punisher TV shows have better fight scenes than Captain America, Winter Soldier, and the Civil War. I think yes and no. Daredevil and Punisher, there were more concentrated efforts to show the fighting. That's what I think. So yeah, you will get more probably, and whoever directed whoever the director of choreography was a you know what I'm saying? They probably brought them in strictly for that. If I got an hour-long show to do, like, we know that hallway scene in the first episode of Daredevil was probably one of the best action scenes in the past 10 to 15 years in movies. But you know, it's just about directors and putting it all together. And I'm not necessarily the biggest MCU fanboy. They have their flaws. We already know they have their flaws. Does the good that they bring you outweigh the flaws? That's the only thing I can ask when it comes to any kind of movie. Justice League, does the good outweigh the bad? That, you know what I'm saying? Can the flaws be overlooked? If most movies have flaws, the thing about MCU, and I brought it up all the time, is people give the MCU passes because they believe in the MCU so much. But it's been, and I think we spoke on this before, XR. The MCU has given us L's before, but nobody brings up the L's that they give us because they have the movies that are great movies. Endgame is a great movie. Iron Man 1 is a great movie. Even I would say even maybe the first Avengers is a great. You get what I'm going at? So when you have a track record of good to great movies, the good will outweigh the bad. So that's how I look at it. Give me a second one. Hold on. All right. And that's the way I look at it. Gooch, what up, Gooch? What up, what up, what up? You got the Five Bloods, 21 Bridges. Yeah, those were good movies, man. Five Bloods, even though he wasn't in it, Delroy Lindo did his thing in that. You know what I'm saying? That's another guy who could probably come into the MCU and do something for the MCU. If you haven't seen Message from the King, nope, I saw it. Please do. It proves he's able to handle different tones. It's a thriller. He plays a warrior brother. Look for it. Yep, I saw it. I saw that. Matter of fact, he did that right after, or it came out on Netflix right after his first appearance as Black Panther in The Winter Soldier. Yeah, no, Chadwick did. It's a matter of, he has. That was a good movie. With the chain, that was a good movie, man. That was a real good movie. Yeah, I saw that. It was matter of fact, they just added to the She-Hulk show. What's her name? She was in Hamilton, but she was also in what's the name of that movie or that show on Netflix where they have the sleeves? But she was damn, I gotta look this up now. Look it up. Damn, what's the name of that show? Altered Carbon. She was in Altered Carbon. She played Takeshi Kovacs's I guess you could say she played Quellquist Falconer, and that is who was the actor? Let me look this up real quick. Renee Ellis Goldsberry. So they added her. She's a black female. If you've ever seen Alter Carbon, but I liked her as an actor. I liked her on there. She seems to have, I don't know if she has a background in martial arts or anything, but she did pretty good in that show. I don't know what character she'll be playing in the She-Hulk. I hope that this She-Hulk is more like the She-Hulk of the past, right? With being the lawyer, kind of breaking the fourth wall a little bit. Little bit funny, you know what I'm saying? I hope the tone is that tone. I hope we don't get, like you said, the SJW. I don't want an SJW She-Hulk, because She-Hulk is She-Hulk has sex a lot. I'll just put it to you like that. She sleeps around a lot. I want to see that type of She-Hulk. And I'm curious to see how they're gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm real curious to see how they're gonna do that. So yeah, I have heard it. But y'all got any more questions, man? I'm about to head out. If y'all got any more questions, I'm about to end this stream, because we've been going about an hour and a half now. Normally I just do an hour, man. I appreciate y'all coming in, man, and talking to me like this, man. I really do. Disney will never allow. Yeah, you're right. They won't allow sex. And it doesn't have to be a sex scene, right? But just kind of, I mean, shit, they just showed Captain America basically decapitating the dude. They didn't show it, but you know, and that's what I mean. Like, you don't have to show it, but you can allude to it, right? You can allude to it. Am I ready for Loki? Yeah, I'm ready for Loki. I think these shows, they're good shows, but they're not giving me what I thought that they would give. I'll put it to you like that. They're not giving me what I thought they would. Hopefully Loki is more connected to the MCU, because I mean, I know Kevin Feige said you don't have to watch the shows to still be connected to the MCU, but these shows, they're like one-off. They're like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's like they're not playing a big enough role for me. Jessica Jones was a freak, but the show was R-rated. Yeah, the show was R-rated. Well, actually, it was rated MA for mature audiences. I guess you can call it R-rated. But all they got to do is allude to it. You know what I'm saying? Saying, you know, they could have her walking out of an apartment, you know, doing the or having a dude walking out of her apartment, pulling up his pants, you know, stuff like they could do stuff like that. Have a different guy, just stuff like that, man. Because that's what she, you know what I'm saying? That's what she still does it. She still does it. You know what I'm saying? So I would just like to see that She-Hulk. That's all I'm saying. This, because we haven't what's going on with She-Hulk in the comics now. She hasn't really had a time to settle down. She's not even She-Hulk. She's just Hulk now. You know what I'm saying? She's just a Hulk. And she hasn't really had a chance. She's not been a lawyer. She's been doing otherworldly cosmic stuff. I like to see her doing the lawyer stuff. You know what I'm saying? Being Jennifer. All right. Luke Cage had a lot of sex. Even Spider-Man was banging Black Cat in the comics. Yeah, I would like and that's what I'm saying. For Disney, and I said it before, Disney Marvel, with this year off, it's make or break time, right? I don't think people are going to be as forgiving as they once were with some of the stuff that you're doing. You need more fan service. And I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I know that what am I trying to say? Only a certain percentage of actual fans or comic book readers are your demographic, but that fan service, those characters are those characters for a reason, right? She-Hulk is She-Hulk for a reason. Daredevil, Iron Man, these characters that you're drawing from or pulling from are those characters for a reason. Yes, you can bring your own adaptation, but you're still adapting something that was previously already put down on paper. Don't forget that. That's all I'm saying. Don't forget the fans who've made these characters either popular or sell. My thoughts on Daredevil in the upcoming Spider-Man, I don't think it's gonna happen. I know we've had that rumor. I don't think he's gonna show up as Spider-Man. I could be wrong, but I don't think he's gonna show up. Not as if he does show up, he won't be as Daredevil, because during the time of filming, they didn't have the rights to Daredevil back yet. So or Punisher. So maybe he shows up as Matt Murdock, but they didn't have those rights back yet. That's why I don't think he'll show up. The SJW writers removed her femininity. You on the SJW stuff, huh? They did remove her. They did remove that from her, man. It's crazy that they did that. They just need to bring her back. Just bring Jennifer Walters back, man. You know what I'm saying? Just some of the stuff that Marvel is doing is way out there. I like what they're doing with the X-Men, but it's like they're not giving readers time to breathe. It's big event after big event, right? Big event after big event. When can I just get 6 issues of Jennifer Walters being the superhero lawyer that she is? You know what I'm saying? Like, give me that. Just bring her back home, man. Bring her back home. The X-Men, like I said, I like the story that they're doing with the X-Men, but you got the King in Black going on right now. They're about to do Heroes Reborn. Then they're doing what's the other event? It's like it's too many big events that they have going on in comics, and us as readers, we're not given a chance to just breathe and just read this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Digest it. Says at least they're going with Charlie Cox, play Daredevil, so it's perfect. Okay, I think you're right. Probably just hype his promo. The thing was the tricky part about, and XR came on when and he kind of alluded on it earlier. Sony is going through. They have. How can I put it? They hold all the cards right now, and it's multiple directions that they can go with their Spider-Man properties. They can bring back Toby. I'm hearing that they might be, this is all rumor, speculation, that they could be bringing back Toby to have his own film with Sam Raimi directing. We still have Tom Holland coming out with Spider-Man 3 and how that plays for Spider-Man going forward. But remember, after Spider-Man 3, they don't have Tom Holland on contract anymore. And he said that he would like to take a break. So they got Venom. And Sony is doing their own MCU universe called the Sony Marvel Characters Universe or something like SMIAC or something like that. So yeah, Sony right now can out Marvel if Marvel doesn't do right. I'm gonna just put it. They have the most popular character in Spider-Man, and they have all. Spider-Man probably has the greatest rogues gallery of all Marvel comics. His rogues gallery is on tier, if not better than Batman's rogues gallery. Just think about that. So the things that they could do with the Spider-Man universe is crazy. It can outdo any and everything that the MCU has already put forward. She looks like the Hulk. Yeah, they just call it the Hulk. Did you read the last Venom comics? Best thing Marvel has done in years. There's no woke nonsense. The art is bad. Yeah, I like what they're doing with Venom. Recently, I saw that they're bringing back Flash Thompson's Venom, so that's gonna be dope. I like him as Venom. The King in Black event has been dope. It's changed a lot of characters. It's put eyes on certain characters. But you know what? Somebody brought this up. When they have these big events, guess who gets sidelined? Where's Blue Marvel? Where's Spectrum? Or Pulsar or whatever you want to call it. All these OP characters that they got, they just automatically disappear. You know what I'm saying? They just automatically disappear. Where are those characters at? Whatever. How long is that licensing deal still valid? You talking about between Marvel and Sony? I think this is it. If I think this is it. So I don't know. I think this is it. With this last Spider-Man film, I think the deal between Marvel and Sony is done after that, I think. Sony should do a Silk or Miles Morales movie. They are doing a Silk, and I reported on this couple streams back. They're doing a Silk show, if I remember correctly. It's going to be a TV show. And I think they already found the actress to play Silk. I think they're going to stick strictly with Miles Morales in doing the Spider-Verse thing. I think they saw a lot of success with that. So I think they're going to just do it that way. But yeah, I think, like I said, Sony has they hold it all. Sony has it. Sony has it. The thing, and Marvel has everything Marvel has, they have, but to me, it's taking too long. Right? Like, throw some of these characters out there, man. You got these TV shows. Give us some of these obscure characters. Don't be scared to bring the mutants in. Don't be scared to try to retread and redo the Inhumans. Don't be scared to do that, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. They haven't done Blue Marvel in like 5 years. Yeah, I think the last time I saw Blue Marvel was in what it was called, the Ultimates, where it was that team with America Chavez, Blue Marvel, Spectrum, Captain Marvel, and am I missing one? I might be missing one. But yeah, that was a dope team too, though. Just a whole bunch of OP people doing what they do. And that story was dope because they went after Galactus, changed Galactus from being a world eater, world devourer to a world maker. You know what I'm saying? That's how, to me, that story was. I had liked that story. Fact, Spider-Man is extremely profitable. Sony gonna milk that as much as they can. They low-key playing the Venom 2. No, it's not low-key playing the Venom 2 has already been filmed. Venom 2 was supposed to come out already. Just like Morbius was supposed to come out already. They just pushed it back due to the pandemic. Sony Sony is going to end up winning. You know what I'm saying? Especially with this deal that they just did with Netflix. Sony is going to end up winning. Big time. Marvel is kind of racist. Same with DC. Icon deserves a movie or TV show. Yeah, I like Icon. I remember back when it came out, I want to say that was 93 when Milestone comics came out. Low-key racist. Who is you got to think these corporations, Marvel has been around. I think they first started out called Atlas Comics. DC's been around. I forgot what they were first called. So yeah, that's another thing too. I ain't even gonna speak on it. You're right. I won't necessarily say they're racist, but they do. Instead of giving me a black Superman, just give me an Icon. You have a black Superman. His name is Icon. Don't give me a black Superman. Give me Icon. It's a dope story. Same thing, kind of on the same vein. An alien comes to America, came in, turned himself into a black man during slavery. So he grew up. So this alien has been through everything that America has thrown at him, right? As a black man. That is crazy. Who would crash land, foreign, become a black man and have to endure slavery? That's a crazy story. Give me that story. I want to see that on the big screen. You know what I'm saying? Spider-Verse top 3 Spider-Man movies, agree. The MCU doesn't know how to balance the lighthearted and dark gritty theme, agreed. And that's just the Disney. That's just Disney. I think they're gonna get there though. I think with them, they see what they can do now, and I think that's what they're doing with these TV shows. They have to learn that just Disney. Yes, we know you're family orientated, but I think the audience knows that when they see that Marvel or whatever other thing, that you're just the parent company. You know what I'm saying? You can go dark, you can do gritty, you can do blood, gore, whatever. It's not going to hurt the Disney Mickey Mouse brand. It's not, because we know that when Disney does their Disney stuff, that's Disney. We know that. So I agree with you. Carnage should be R-rated. Agreed. I think Sony, I think they'll do it R-rated, or they'll push that PG-13 extra hard. Everyone races to a certain degree. Agreed, Gooch. Agreed. Static Shock could be DC Spider-Man, but they don't use him enough. Yeah, I could see that. Remember the cartoon? You had the Static Shock cartoon. Everybody loved the cartoon. That story is actually dope. How everybody got the powers. What were they called? The Boomers or something like that. And it was supposed to be for the police, but it ended up, a gang war ended up happening, and the gang ended up getting the super, like, so I think that, like, the thing is, Milestone has these dope stories. You have Icon, Static Shock, Hardware. Hardware is like the Black Iron Man, but he's better than, to me, he did Iron Man better than Iron Man. To me, Hardware did. You know what I'm saying? You have Zombie. Like, you got these dope characters, bring them to us. Give them, you know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. Like, we already know Warner Brothers and DC is just stepping all over their dicks anyway, right? They don't know what's up and what's down as of right now. So I don't even hold nothing against them. They just don't have they don't have the best leadership, and I don't think they have the best visionaries over there. And I'm gonna even throw Jim Lee in that. And I love Jim Lee as an artist. You know what I'm saying? I love Jim Lee, but they don't have the best. Seem like they don't have the best intentions for DC going forward. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, man, I'm gonna take one more. I'm gonna talk one more thing. What you got, XR? How do you think the MCU will handle Wolverine's masculinity? I think we spoke on this before, and this will be my last question to be answered. Like I said, we're going on 2 hours, man. This will be my longest stream that I did. Like I said, I appreciate y'all. His masculinity. That's gonna be a tough one, right? Because Wolverine isn't Wolverine without his masculinity. And if they decide to Disney-fy and pussy-fy Wolverine, you're gonna have problems on your hand, man. They're gonna have to. They got to give us that gritty 5'4" damn near midget, hairy furball, crazy beer guzzling, smack talking. They got to give us that, or he's not Wolverine, right? Matter of fact, when they cast Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, I said, this dude is 6 foot something tall. That ain't Wolverine. That is not Wolverine. What makes Wolverine has a Napoleon complex. That's what makes him Wolverine. That's what makes him the best that there is to do it, right? No, Logan was the thing is, I had to grow to like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I had to grow to like him. Logan was dope. Real dope. So I don't know, man. I hope they do it. You just have to. I don't know. They need. I don't have no answer for you on that, bro. I wish I did, but I don't have no answer for you on that. None whatsoever. Yep. But like I said, I appreciate y'all for joining in, man. If you can, become a member over at buymeacoffee.com/blueshouse. Help support this channel, help me grow. Like and share, hit that notification bell to see when I stream or drop a new video. And tell your friend, if you have friends that like content like this, to like stream, like to talk about these TV shows and this stuff, share this channel, man. Share it with people, like-minded individuals. Because I want to talk, man, and you'll see me engaging more. Like I saw XR on Dinner Nerds. I think it was Dinner Nerds. I saw you on, man. Let's do this thing, man. Let's grow over here. Let's grow over here. Monday, Raven Bob, Monday. Every day at 5. I try to do this every day at 5. If I don't do a stream, I will let you know. But every day at 5, I do this stream, man. Every day at 5. So there you go right there. Stream every day at 5. Shit, where you at? Damn, why did that come up? Yep, streaming every day at 5. I do the comments movies, and here is my social media. Let me put that up for you too. Where you at? Those are my social medias. Facebook, I'm Blues House on Facebook. Twitter, Blues House 1. Instagram, just Blues House. And YouTube, as you are, it's Blues House also. So it's Blues House everything. So except for Twitter, just add a 1. But you should still be able to find me. Just typing in Blues House. And that's blue without the E. BLUS. You see what I'm saying? BLUSHOUSE. Every day, 5 o'clock. Every weekday, 5 o'clock. So Monday, I'll be back Monday. I'm gonna upload a video. I gotta finish editing it. It should be uploaded either by tonight or in the morning. And it's a video about I want to say it's the Flag Smasher video from the comics. So you'll be getting that. But yeah, appreciate y'all for joining in. And this has been Blues House. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here, man. Peace. And we out of here.